Now we're going to talk about patterns. Patterns are pre-designed or custom-designed collections of blocks that you can create so that you can easily customize layouts. They help you to be very efficient because you can reuse the structure of a particular block that you may want to use multiple times within your website. Patterns allow you to create complex layouts and designs within your website. You can create things like page element components, headers, footers, or just columns that you want to use. Patterns are super useful because they allow you to add complex layouts and designs without having to start from scratch every time. You can also highlight features and combinations of blocks that may not be immediately obvious. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we can use patterns within our website. If you were with me in the last exercise, I used the block editor to create a couple of components on my homepage. We made a hero section as well as a block area that contained some text, a button, and an image. What I want to be able to do is I want to be able to reuse these elements on other pages. Both of these are perfect candidates for patterns. From our home page, I'm going to go into the list view and I'll select this cover element. From here, I'm going to select the three dots underneath the options, and we're going to go to create pattern. I'm going to name this pattern hero. I am not going to add a category, and I'm going to uncheck synced. If you leave synced checked, this will keep all of the edits that you do and they will ripple throughout your web page. If you wanted to have the exact same image and messaging on every single page, then this would probably be beneficial to sync it. But what I want to do is I want to use this same layout, but on different pages, I want to be able to use different images and have different messaging. I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this second column block that we had made. So I will select the entire block. I'll go to the options section, and we're going to say create pattern. This one is going to be called 2-column info. Once again, I don't want this to be synced, so I'll uncheck that. Now I'm going to click add. You can see down here at the bottom, it just lets me know that the pattern was created. Visually, nothing changes on this page. Now that I have these elements created as patterns, I'm going to use them within my website. In order to use one of my pattern elements, I'm going to go to my document overview and I'll click on patterns. This is going to allow me to choose from any available patterns. Depending on the kind of theme that you have installed, there may be patterns for different sorts of things. So if I go to the header section, these are headers that come with this particular theme. If I wanted to use something like this, I could easily drop it into my website. I'm going to go to my patterns so that I can access the patterns that I have made. And we're going to use our 2-column info pattern. I'll click this and you can see it makes an exact copy of what we had before. Now that the pattern's here, I can modify this and customize the way it looks. I'll go back to list view. I'm going to select the 2-column info, which is my second column, and I'll open this up. And for this particular element, I'm going to actually switch the 2 columns because now I want the picture to be first and the text to be on the right. You can see that I can easily keep the same settings and simply modify the order of the columns. Then I'll go ahead and modify the text. I'll add the heading that I want to display here, and then I'm going to modify the paragraph and I'll add the text that I want to be displayed. Then I'm going to come to my button. We're going to change the text and I'll change the link. We're going to now have this link go to our contact page. So I'm just going to delete what's here. We'll type in contact, and here's our contact page, and now this link will take the user to the contact page. I'll also change out my image, so I'm going to click on my image. We're going to click replace. I'll go to my media library. I'm going to select a different picture, and I'll save my page. And if we go back to the front end and refresh, you can see how quickly and easily I was able to take this initial block element that I created. And once I've turned it into a pattern, I can just drop it into this page or any other page of my website and leverage the work that I've already done to get up and running that much quicker. I love patterns because they really speed up my workflow and allow me to keep my web design consistent, but not force me to have to recreate the same thing over and over again. I think that you'll find patterns to be extremely useful as you work on and develop your websites.